Okay, so here we are on day 2. Our hotel's behind us there. We're actually way up there in the corner, top floor. Anyhow, we're gonna go grab some coffee and like a little breakfast thing as we're headed to the metro to go over to the Smithsonian. So we're going to this place called Illy. I don't know if it's like ill like Beastie Boys or not, but it's supposedly good. Gets good Yelp reviews. We're gonna go check it out and let you know how it is. So I told you guys I would tell you what this place Illy tasted like. I had a cinnamon roll and I'm having tea, and it's okay. I mean, nothing to write home about. But these people had a different experience.
Their croissants were really good.
Probably the best croissant I've ever had.
And
that's
pretty good. And I got a hot chocolate with soy milk, and it tastes so good. Better than any other chocolate I've ever had.
I got a macchiato caramello with soy milk. Super yummy. Super sweet. Super good.
Why is she crazy, Harley?
Did you say I'm crazy?
Morning, Washington.
So Danielle's having a panic attack because we're going underground. So we'll see how this goes. So now you see us leaving the tunnels and you're thinking to yourself, she made it. Well, actually, we just got to the bottom of the escalators and we turned around and decided to come back up.
I win.
So the guy that was helping us purchase tickets said, it's not that far, we're going one station, might as well just walk. So Danielle heard it's not that far and went, okay, well, we're leaving. So here we are at the Washington Monument, which interesting little factoid about the Washington Monument is that the entire thing is made of just these marble blocks. There's actually no concrete or cement in it anywhere. And if you can look at it carefully, you'll see all the little blocks, all those little rectangles. Well, those things are, there's like 36,000 of them that make up that giant spire. Pretty cool, huh? So where are we going now? We're going into the Museum of American History. Are you excited?
Yeah.
What are we going to see in here that you really want to see?
The Abraham Lincoln's hat.
Oh yeah, his hat is in here. The one that he actually wore. Pretty crazy. What else is in here?
Dorothy shoes.
Oh, Dorothy's slippers. You know, another really, really important thing in our past. It's crazy, but those are the things that are in our American history. It's part of our American history, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wizard of Oz. First color film ever, right?
There's no place like home.
So this car was introduced at the World Fair in 1964. Pretty cool car, Ford Mustang. Sold me on emotion because I fell in love with it, and I got a 66 Mustang, a red one, when I was 16. That was my first car. It's pretty hot. Anything interesting?
Yeah. Just the headlines of what our paper said after the bombing of Hiroshima. It's not that different than what we have today in the media, where you see the media kind of reporting the use of weaponry as being, you know, kind of the human element of it. In other words, it wasn't like back then they reported and said, oh, victory, blah, blah, blah. It's like it shows the human side of what happens in war. So, interesting, because we tend to think of our older newspapers and media and the way we were back in the country as everything being V-Day and victory, and yet, even then, the newspapers reported kind of the human element.
Look, it's the first American girl though. Okay, not really. But in 1829, it was made for Mary Adams, the granddaughter of John Quincy Adams. That's pretty cool. This is a preemptive time to speak the truth, the whole truth, frankly and boldly. This is the great nation we endured. It has endured, will receive, and will prosper. Does that make sense? Have fun. That's my first line. Have fun. So we came here to see like the coolest hat on earth, and it's in renovation. Well, not that hat, but you know, the part that they're renovating, the Lincoln hat is in that part. So we can't even see.
What? That's not even fair.
That's messed up.
We looked around the whole upstairs. We saw tons of Lincoln stuff, or like stuff around Lincoln, about his assassination and everything. You'd think the hat would have been there? No, it's behind this wall. We're so close.
Wait, hold on, do that over. I thought we were taking a picture.
No, you're talking. You're not doing it over. We're not doing it over. What do you think about those shoes?
They're not as sparkly as they were.
As you thought they were going to be?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think of those?
They are still sparkly.
What do you think of those shoes?
I think they're pretty. I think the heel could be higher.
What's going through her mind is shoes.
I need heels.
Shoes.
I love shoes.
So we found this book on rules of civility and decent behavior in company and conversations. And we thought of the one person who really needs this book. That would be Grandma. So here's your Christmas present.
You're welcome.
Yep. Found the Lincoln hat.
Okay, so we just got out of the Museum of American History, and we didn't see Lincoln's hat. Kind of a bummer, don't you think, Harley?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of a bummer.
But we saw trains and shoes and cars. Oh my!
And we're gonna go see planes at the aerospace one. So the one thing that's a little weird, they told us that the hat, Lincoln's hat, was on exhibit just 2 weeks ago, or for a long time before that. But they just took it off of the exhibit. They may be adding it in the future, they don't know yet, but it's gonna be in some sort of film or something. So we're not really sure exactly what it's gonna do. I'm being told by my cinematographer that I need to hold this high so you don't see wrinkles on my face or something like that. I don't know why that is, but here. We're just so that she gets the upshot of my nose, I'm gonna put it down here like this. How's that? Or maybe up here. Now you're getting dizzy, aren't you? My mouth is on fire because I got the spicy tomato sauce and the spicy pineapple sauce. But while my mouth is on fire, Danielle's mouth is in love. She's loving this garlic mushroom and tomato pizza that she got. So
These mushrooms are amazing. Amazing. I need to know how to make that.
what do you think, Holly?
Not a big fan of their sauce. Everything else is perfect, but their sauce is...
The mushrooms are amazing. Just in case you didn't hear me the first time. I'm gonna take it.
And this is a vegan cheese. So we had vegan cheese and vegan sauce. And not so sure about the crust. So here we are at the mall again. It's probably not your typical mall. It's the National Mall.
There's gift shops. There is some shopping.
That way you can see the Washington Monument. She's right, there are gift shops. And
Always a place to shop.
and there's also food trucks. But and then if we look that way, you see the Capitol building. So that's why they call it the National Mall. And we're going to the Smithsonian Air and Space
You
Museum.
didn't say why they call it a mall.
It gets people excited. Why do they?
I know. Why wouldn't you want to get excited to come to the mall? This is an awesome place. And you don't even have to spend money to do it. How cool is that?
It's all free.
Awesome.
Well,
even
some
museums are
museums.
free. So that's very cool. National Air and Space Museum. And there's a line to get in. Check this out. Oh, look at that. And there's pizza.
I was trying to find someone homeless to give this to, but I don't like food to go to waste.
And over here is Wally, but he's a little bit larger version. It's his cousin. His cousin. Curiosity, is that what it is? Yeah. So, and then take a look though. Look at all this stuff. Oh, you gotta look. Look at the camera. Tell everybody what's going on behind you.
Stuff.
Stuff?
Stuff.
Interesting. That's pretty cool. people are going to be riveted to that commentary on the Air and Space Museum. Nothing else you want to say? Look how packed it is.
There's dents in that airplane.
Dents in that airplane. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Charles Lindbergh's plane that he flew across the Atlantic in, right? So what do we have behind us here?
The Apollo 11.
The Apollo 11 command capsule.
Yep.
And they came back in this, the astronauts that came back in this were coming from where?
The moon.
The moon. And were they the first people to land on the moon?
Yes.
Name one person who was in that.
Neil Armstrong.
Neil Armstrong. And he was the first man to actually touch foot on the moon. What did he say?
This is one small step for man.
One small step for man. One giant
leap for mankind.
One giant leap for mankind. Good job. And so right after that, you know what else he said? Something that very few people know. He said, it's hard, or it's not deep, something like that. Because when he put his feet down, he thought that the dust on the moon was going to be like a foot deep because they don't have an atmosphere or a strong atmosphere on the moon. And they thought, yeah, there's going to be tons of lunar dust there. There wasn't. It was only a few inches. That's it.
And then after he said that...
Wait. Before we go there, you know what that means? That actually kind of lends evidence to a not very old moon. It means it hasn't been up there for very long. Not a lot of dust.
And then he said Raising Sarcasm is totally awesome and you should totally watch it and you should totally subscribe and totally like and totally comment and all that.
So you guys are kind of wondering what that is up there, right? What is that, Harley?
Airplane.
It's an airplane. Well, it's scrape damage from the Voyager, and this is the first single trip around the Earth, you know, kind of taking off from one airport, no refueling or anything, and landing back at the same airport. And it happened in just over 9 days, 9 days and 3 minutes, and the whole thing was full of fuel, and so the wings were super heavy. So this is one tip of the wing that was scraping on the runway as it took off. And then once it took off and got up to altitude, they actually had two engines. They turned one off and just cruised on the other engine all the way for 9 days. Kind of cool. What else do you want to tell them about that? How many people were inside?
2.
2 people?
And they were laying down flat because...
Kinda, yeah.
Small.
It's small. Now, were they husband and
recommended.
wife or fiance and something like that?
Fiance.
They were engaged or something? Now, did they last very long after the flight? No. It's kind of like the test tube. See if you can survive in a marriage or relationship. You put two people in close proximity for 9 days flying around the world. If you can't do that, then, you know, probably not going to last long, right?
But it's not recommended for people who are claustrophobic.
Oh, yeah, definitely not. So, very cool.
See how much I weigh on a different planet.
So on Earth you weigh what? 94 pounds. On the moon you weigh what? 16 pounds on the moon. How much do you weigh on Jupiter? Holy smokes, you're fat on Jupiter. 235 pound 10-year-old? Woo! Nice. Alright, what about Mars? On the moon you're 16 pounds, and on Mars you are 35 pounds.
What are you on Earth again?
I don't know if I want to press it again.
A travesty has happened. We've lost tons of footage. Actually, it's true. We lost half of the day's footage due to some sort of error. And so here's the recap of what happened. As you saw, we were at the Air and Space Museum. We hopped in a pedicab we cruised back to the hotel. It was very cool. We had great footage of like the camera down low, so picture yourself down low next to the wheel and the ground is whizzing by. Okay, and then we made it back to the hotel. We changed really quickly and we went to where?
Native Foods Cafe!
What kind of accent was that?
I don't know!
We went to Native Foods Cafe for the grand opening and we sat across from Evan and Karen, the other co-winners with us of the contest, right?
Co-winners.
Co-winners. And Harley actually worked behind the counter serving desserts for like 3 hours.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
It was also torture because I wanted to eat all the desserts that I served.
Right. Well, great food, great time, and then we went back to the house and we crashed. End of day 2. Oh, so as you can see, we're ready to hit the sack. We've had a wonderful day here in DC and we enjoyed ourselves quite a bit, but we're tired. So we'd love for you to comment or subscribe or both of those. So please do so and good night.